Hi, I'm Jason Loughlin, and this is Home Recording for Guitarists presented on the UA Apollo. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get a great country guitar sound using UA's plugins. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is just play you this guitar sound so you could hear it, and then I'll talk to you about the plugins that I've chosen, and I'll talk to you about the order that I put them in the signal chain. Okay, so I got a nice country guitar, kind of spanky telly sound here. A little bit of breakup going on. All the bells and whistles, got a little bit of spring, a little bit of compression, a little bit of slapback. So let me take you through all the plugins that I've chosen here. So first, right off the bat, I have picked the PT100 amp for my Unison slot. I put it in this slot because I'm going to get matched impedance. And also with these plugins, you're going to get like super, super low latency. You get more latency if you have an amp, set up 5 feet behind you than you do with an amp put in this Unison slot here. Next, all right, I have a compressor. Do I always use a compressor? Not always, sometimes, but I like to have it there in the signal chain. I could always turn it on and off, and I could always go to an extreme with it if I want, or dial it back so it's really subtle. But I have that first. And I have that first because I think about, well, if I was setting up a pedal board and I was using a compressor, I would put that first on my pedal board after a tuner. Next, I'm going into a slapback, and I'm using the precision delay for this. This is another plugin along with 1176 that comes with the UA Apollo. And then my slapback is going into an amp with spring reverb in my mind. So I have the real verb set up for a little bit of spring reverb. And then all of this is living in a room, and I'm using the Precision Reflections engine for my room tone. So now let me take you through and show you all these plugins and show you some simple tweaks you can make, because this whole signal chain is a great springboard for lots of different country guitar sounds. So I start with this because it's a good middle of the road sound, sounds great on a lot of things, but it gives me a ton of flexibility to tailor my guitar sound to whatever track that I'm playing over or recording to, or whatever guitar I've plugged into it. All right, so the PT100 here. I'm using the first channel. I have the crunch button put in. Gain is about around 5 o'clock there. Bass is set pretty low. Again, I'm going for a Fender-ish style amp, like a deluxe reverb really, so I'm not looking to get a ton of low end. I did push the mids a little bit, but I cranked up the telly, so I feel like that's compensating some. And then I chose a 112 speaker cab. So again, a little bit like a deluxe reverb. All right, so good starting off point. If I don't want that much gain and I want a little cleaner, I just back it off. And I could compensate by changing the volume out there. So now I have a cleaner guitar sound. Okay, if I do want more gain, I could bring this back to where we started. Maybe I want more of a modern country guitar sound. So now I'm getting a little bit more breakup, and of course I could go to extremes with that. Bring that back a little bit. All right, let's move on to the next plugin here. So next I'm hitting my compressor. All right, so I have the attack set, kind of on the fast side, but not much. I don't want to lose on my dynamics. I'm not looking for uniform attacks on everything. I just want to chill out all the peaks. And then I have my release set pretty fast, 4:1 ratio here. Input in a way where I'm just knocking off peaks here. Okay, now if I wanted more of a really compressed kind of telly sound, I would just kind of bring up the input, make the attack much quicker. Okay, so you could see the meter really pinning, but more importantly, you could hear the sound change now. Okay, now I'm getting, all the attacks are sounding pretty uniform. So I'm going to back that off. So that's my compressor setting. And again, if I'm not digging it, I could just turn it off. If I just hover over any one of these plugins, you get these 3 buttons that will get rid of it. This will open up the menu again for me to pick something different if I want. And then that button to the right there will just shut it off. All right, next plugin, the Precision Delay. This is what I'm using for my Slapback. And I have a lot of control with this plugin, so I can kind of cover a lot of territory. With the Slapback, I'm not syncing, so I'm not doing this in time. I'm just setting the time of my delay anywhere between 170 milliseconds to 200 milliseconds will get me, a nice Slapback delay. And then I have the repeats here set, I could even go a little bit more here, just at the point where I have 1 repeat. I'll bring up this mix a little bit more so you can hear. Over here with the modulation, I have it a little bit up and the depth a little bit up. So this is a slow, rate of modulation here, and the depth is pretty low. Basically, all I'm trying to do is recreate like a tape echo. So I want to get a little bit of warble in there, but I'm not looking for like a super chorusing effect or anything. So I'm just looking for a little bit of kind of pitch, changing the pitch, like kind of right at the tail of the note. That thing that tape echo does really nicely. And you have like a tape loop you've been using for like a month or so, and it's just starting to get that nice kind of little warble in it. All right, so on to the mix knob here. I tried for country stuff. I set it pretty low. I want to hear it, but I don't want it to be dominating everything. So you could hear that that second attack, but it's not super, super loud. Okay, if I want to go to Rockabilly Land, Kids Eat Free. I just crank that up, and then I'm kind of... then I'm getting that nice kind of slap where that second attack is close to the same volume level as the first. So really easy tweak. If I don't like any of that modulation that's happening and I want to get something that's more like a digital delay or something a little cleaner, just turn these off. And that's it. And then you're using a digital delay, essentially. On to the spring here. I want to get a spring that sounds like it's part of the amp. So I have this mix relatively low. I could probably even go a little bit lower. Go 9%. So let me take this off so you could hear what this was doing to the sound. Here in the room, you're hearing the slap. Now you're hearing that spring. So it's nice. It's there. If I want to pull it back more, I can. If I want to play some big sky country kind of guitar sounds, I'll just crank that up. And so this is a great spring reverb. Gives me a lot of flexibility to EQ it. I could darken it up if I want. I could lengthen it. All of this is living in a room. So I've chosen this room plugin, which is another plugin that comes with the Apollo. And I kind of modeled this off of one of the nice rooms in the presets. When in doubt, if you're not sure what a plugin can do, check out some of the presets. They're really great learning tools. And just look at how the parameters got changed and take note. So I'm going off of Nice Room 3, and I think I tweaked this a little bit. I might have darkened up that room. I might have made it a little bit bigger. And then I've talked about this in other videos about room plugins. Go check those out. If you haven't already, if you really want to get into how to use this plugin, use that resource. The way it's set now is where I'll shut it off so you can hear what it's doing. It's just getting this amplifier to live in a space. Now I could change that space. I could make it a bigger room. I could make it even feel bigger by changing that pre-delay. Okay, now I'm hearing slower reflection off the wall. It's taking longer to get to the wall. And then I could crank all this up, really go to an extreme here. Okay, let's hear how that affected it. Okay, so here it's a big effect. The other cool thing I want to show you is obviously you could shut off any of these, you know. So if I don't want to use a compressor, I could shut it off. If I want to hear what it sounds like with just spring, I could shut that off and just do spring. If I want to hear what it sounds like with no spring and just slapback, I could do that. But the thing that I wanted to point out is you can tweak the order of these any way you want. So maybe you want to hear what it sounds like putting the compressor last. Just grab the plugin and you could just drag it down and put it in whatever slot you want, and experiment with changing the order of these things to get some new sounds. All right, so you can see with these plugins and this signal chain, you have a ton of possibilities. You can get a wide array of country guitar sounds. Hopefully this has been inspiring. Tweak away to your heart's delight. When in doubt, check out some of the presets, and have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Jason Loughlin. Please be sure to subscribe and make sure you ring that bell so we can let you know about new videos when they come out.